Alright, here it is, the moment of truth. 50mm 1.8D, by far my most used lens. Tested out my Pentax 50mm f2, not as happy with that as I remembered being. Tried out my Canon FD, much happier with that than I ever remember being. This is the Helios right now, I love it. So, is this a good lens? My old Nikkor? Or do I just have fond memories because it was all I had at the time? So if you asked me a few weeks ago, I would have said this lens was crazy sharp. But since I've done some preliminary tests and comparisons against the other ones, I'd say it's disappointingly bloomy actually. Nice minimum focus distance. The biggest thing I'm noticing with this is just how light and easy it is to move that focus ring. The other three lenses I've tested recently, it all feels like I'm turning something substantial as I'm moving the ring, where this one just feels light and feathery, like there's not much resistance at all. So the full distance of the focus ring is less than 180 degrees, closer to 145, pretty much on par with the Canon. The plan was to use all the other brand lenses, so I'd get used to focusing the other way. So when I had to go back to the Nikon, I'd have to adjust to kind of even things out, and oh yeah, I'm feeling that now. So all my lenses will obliterate the background into a smear of color when you're super up close. When you go to medium distances, that you can see more of the lens's unique character poking through. So, I really don't like the half crescent look. It bothers me. This lens does give good sharpness, good contrast, so I really like those aspects of its image quality. I find this gives very nice results in controlled lighting situations, but as soon as you start to have some strong contrasts going on, well, you can see its age. This might just be me being silly, having trouble admitting that a lens I bought new is now vintage, and realizing just how old I truly am. But this feels substantially different from the other three lenses I've used. Like, it's noticeably more plastic, it's noticeably lighter weight, it's faster to adjust, probably harder and more expensive to repair. As someone with as many vintage lens options as I do, I really can't think of too many situations where I would actually choose this one over what I have already. Oh, yeah, like, look at that top left corner. That is hideous. That's exactly what I don't want from a lens. But there's one area where I would choose this lens over any of the other three vintage options, and that's if I have to shoot down, stop down. I just find the 7-bladed aperture is far more aesthetically pleasing to my eye than the 6 of the other three options. But yeah, this was the first lens I ever bought on its own as just a lens and not as part of a kit or part of something that someone threw in as part of buying some used gear. So it has a lot of sentimental value to me still. I'm glad it held up as well as it did. There was a time where this was my only prime lens. Now I'm at a time where if I feel like shooting with a 50, I get to pick which of my 50s do I feel like shooting with. Gear acquisition syndrome. That's no joke. Protect yourself. Stay away from photography, kids.